Welcome to the program Sat Talks, and today we have a special guest in the studio, Basheen Shaman. And today we are talking about the community. And first of all, welcome to the program.
Thank you so much for having me.
We want to know about your role in the community, in the organization, and especially NSF.
Yes.
What exactly it is and how it's work.
Yes. So my name is Basim Shaman. I'm the Stakeholder Engagement Manager with Navitas Skilled Futures, responsible for Fairfield and Cabramatta colleges. I've been working with them for almost 10 years. I've done various roles within the Navitas Skilled Futures, from being a teacher to a acting team leader to a supervisor to community liaison officer, and I'm now the stakeholder engagement manager. So within the Navitas Skilled Futures, we have two major programs that we run that is funded by the Australian government. The first program is the Adult Migrant English Program, which is the AMEP program, funded by the Department of Home Affairs. We've been running that program since 1998.
1998.
Correct. And through that program, what we do is we try our best to tailor our trainings based on the community needs, whether it is language classes that focuses on the five micro skills of a language, which is listening, reading, writing, speaking, and digital literacy. And sometimes we also focus on numeracy skills as well. In addition to that, within that program, we have a number of courses that we run. We usually tailor these courses that have a specific needs. An example of that is our Pathway to Work courses, which is a 10 weeks course, first 8 weeks of training face to face, and it also have a bit unit component to it, which means that during the 8 weeks they will prepare themselves, improve their skills when it comes to language and employment skills, and at the same time they will get 2 to 3 units from a particular qualification.
That is part of only the part of refugee and migrants.
Yes. So the Adult Migrant English Program, the MEP program, it's open to refugees and migrants that come to Australia.
And it have some charges.
No, no. People who are eligible to this program, they can study for free without paying anything. An example of that is this Pathway to Work courses that we run across different colleges in Southwest Sydney, where we actually, as I said, during the 8 weeks, it's a training giving them the ability to understand what's expected in that industry. And the last 2 weeks, which is week 9 and 10, we place them into work experience.
Okay.
So we have our pathway guidance advisors at different colleges where they actually work closely with them, and they place them to do work experience. So the duration of that is 10 weeks all up. And it's fully funded if the clients and the students are eligible for this program.
Okay.
So they won't be paying anything. Within that program too, we have short courses that we run during the term, during the semester, and also on Fridays. We have courses like sewing, digital literacy. We also have conversation classes. We have our popular course is English for Citizenship, because a lot of people who've been in Australia 10, 15 plus years, unfortunately, they're not passing the citizenship because it's done in English.
I want to ask you the question: how long you are here, or what about your backgrounds?
Oh, sure. So in terms of my background, so I came to Australia in 2005 from war-torn country, Iraq. Um, and since then, I grew up here. I've done my university qualification here. So I have a Bachelor of International Studies and a Master's of Arts, specializing in TESOL, which is teaching English to speakers of other languages. And I've done a number of diplomas and advanced diploma. I have 2 advanced diplomas and 3 diplomas. My recent diploma was a diploma of United Nations, which I did through the United Nations Association of Australia. Um, That's me. I've been volunteering in the community for, since I came to Australia. And I like working with different cultures and different communities. And that's why one of the reasons why I stayed all these years working for Navitas Skill Futures, because it gives me the opportunity to work with different community groups.
Australia is a harmony country. There's a harmony for people are there, so everybody lives here happily. So, what kind of community challenges
Yes.
you get it?
Look, talking about my current role, we have to work with all the communities, of course, and Navitas Skill Futures is um, it's a workplace that encourages diversity
Hmm.
all the time. Like if you look at, for example, our staffing, it's very multicultural. If you look at our students, they're very multicultural. They come from all different parts of the world. During my interaction with the community, some of the challenges, there are a number of challenges, but
Yeah.
one common challenge is the visa type and the eligibility to the program. Because majority of people that are eligible for AMEP program, they have to be, majority of them either under the humanitarian visa, um, uh, asylum seekers and others might not be eligible. But however, we try our best to try and see how we can work closely with that community and maybe work with a non-for-profit organization, try and see what we can do for them. Um, when it comes to language, many communities value learning English.
Yeah.
In the beginning, some of them might feel, I'm still new, I need time to settle, I need a
Yes,
time to
stress.
find a house, to get my children into schools, but they realize, this is based on my experience.
Yes.
After 12 months or after 2 years, they come back to us. And that's why we've seen so many people now coming back
Coming back because
wanting
they
to study.
understand what is the value of this course,
Correct.
and then they want to join that.
Exactly.
So, what about and how many people is joining now
Yes.
in your area, and how many the basics requirement of this course?
Yes. So we have two programs.
Yep.
So we have the Adult Migrant English program, which is the AMEP. We also have another program, which is called the Skills for Employment and Education, is for job seekers.
Hmm.
So we've been delivering the C program since 2010.
Okay.
We have the contract for that. It looks at helping job seekers to get employment skills so they can enter the workforce. What we are finding is that so many job seekers, there are some who are job ready. All they need is they need that final touch, when it comes things like resume, things like interview skills, things like presentation skills. So some of them might be, and when it comes to communication skills, might be at, let's say at that level. And this is based on my experience as well, because I was a trainer for both programs. So to also talking based on my experience, they just need that little bit push to be able to enter
Yeah, and
the job
enter in the
market.
system.
Exactly. Some of them might not know how to look for work, like which websites are useful for work.
Yes.
So we teach them, we show them these are the useful websites. We also teach them these are the common questions that you get at when you have a job interview. We teach them this is your presentation skill. This is how you have to approach the employer. This is how you have to talk to them. This is how the resume should look like, because especially migrants and refugees and CALD community in general, the system overseas can be different to the system in Australia, especially when it comes to resumes. What I've seen is that some countries, for example, they put their photos
Yes.
on a resume.
Yeah,
In
and the
Australia,
name only.
Exactly.
Yeah.
In Australia, we don't
I just want to know, friends, if you are watching Indus and Friends World TV, and if you are listening in the cars and you're on your phone, so you're listening Radio Bollywood Beats. So there are a lot of stories, and I want to know, do you have any story with the example from any migrant come and then come with a successful or unsuccessful story, whatever?
Yes. Look, at Navitas Skill Futures, every day we see and we hear about a successful story, because the relationship that we built with our students lasts forever, because they see us, they see us when they come to Australia. And until now, we have, people who came to Australia with no English, no skills. Now they're running their own businesses.
Yeah.
They're all small businesses. And I know a few, especially like in my area, Fairfield and Cabramatta. Um, we have students who came and studied with us, and now they're working for government agencies,
Yeah.
either as an interpreter or an officer or worker there. We have also some success stories within our organization as well. The recent one was one of our students. Now she's working in a marketing team as a graphic designer.
No.
So she came from Iran as a refugee, and she had this amazing skills as a graphic designer. So she came, she learned the language, she improved her skills, her employment skills, and she applied, and now she's working with us in a marketing team.
That's so beautiful,
Yeah.
and that's people come to you and they get the chance in working in your area and their skills area. And what about the diversity?
Yes.
I mean, especially the people coming here, there's like a different situations, different workforce problems.
Yes. Look, generally speaking, working with refugees, some of them might have, high expectation, to be honest. And we try to educate them. We try to be honest with them and say, this is a new country, it's a new system. Some of them ask me and say, I was a doctor in let's say, in Iraq or in Syria, or I was an engineer in Ukraine, or I was a carpenter in Afghanistan. How come we are coming here? We can't be a carpenter, we can't be a doctor, we can. And we try and run sessions with them and workshops and tell them that in Australia we have a completely different process that we have to follow. And sometimes they get upset and then they feel like, oh, it's too late. But we try to encourage them. No, a lot of people like you, and I use myself as an example, I use my family members as an example, and I tell them, I said, look, my family member, we came here, but we have to start somewhere. If we sit and say, no, it's hard, we can't do it, it's too late, it's not going to happen, we're not going to move anywhere.
Yes.
So during our interaction with these refugees, especially myself, I use myself as an example. I said, look at me. I came to Australia not knowing the English alphabet.
Yeah.
Look where I am now. So if I came like you and say, oh, you know what, I can't do it, I'm not going to do it, I would have not achieved what I've achieved. So we try to, get them to think about the short-term and the long-term goals, because that's very important in their journey to Australia.
So, Basim, before we are leaving, tell us about the NSF, how it works, which opportunities people can grab it now from this interview.
Yes. So with NSF, Navitas Skilled Futures, as I said before, we are funded by the Australian government. We have those two major programs that we run, and I would like to use this opportunity to ask, and call for the listeners and the viewers that are seeing us today, is that if you know of anyone who has been in Australia, under the humanitarian visa, or even if you are not sure if they're eligible or not, contact us. We've got colleges across Southwest Sydney region and Greater West Sydney region. And our admin team, our reception speak multiple languages as well. So I encourage you to let your community members know, let your friends know, let your relatives know that if they can benefit from those programs, especially those two programs, the doors are open for them. And if they're eligible, it's free. Like they will get all these services free of charge. They will improve their skills. They will get to discover the latest updates that we do. For example, we invite guests to come to the colleges, to the classes, of guests from organizations like government organizations, non-government organizations that talk to our students about what the latest updates, like government departments, like for example Centrelink. We work closely with so many, I can't list them all, so many government departments and agencies and non-for-profit as well that come and also run not only information sessions but also workshops.
Yep.
Based on my experience being a teacher, one of the barriers for anyone to learn a language and can be mental health.
Mental health.
That's a big area. And unfortunately, I talk about myself coming from the Middle East, coming from Iraq. It's always embarrassing for anyone to talk about mental health
Yeah.
because as soon as you open this
People
this
go in a
topic,
wrong area. They say
exactly,
mental health. It means are you mental? Are you?
exactly,
They are thinking in a different way. That is mental health is a boundary between your confidence to
exactly.
go on a next level.
Well said, well said. And it's that thing that a lot of people, unfortunately, that don't have this information. And through sources like this, I would like to also call and to promote because there is this stigma in the community. One of the barriers, based on research, for learners to learn new language is mental. When I say mental health, I'm not referring to someone being crazy. No, mental health can be something in the brain that stops the learner to learn, that stops the person to move forward. So it's like any other, health issues. It's like when we have a headache or when we have a stomachache, we go and see the doctor. But when it comes to mental health, we try to avoid it. So this is one of my biggest area that I try to talk and promote and say that's fine, that's all right, because I also do sessions with SSI, for example. During the orientation, I go out and and speak to these new arrivals, and I a little bit touch on that because I know it's a very sensitive topic. But I try to just make them think like we are in Australia, it's normal.
Yeah, we are on that thick line to go on a next level, next level,
That's right.
next level. So thank you very much, Basim, for your time and your effort you're doing for the community.
Yeah.
That's a really great. And when you're saying you're doing the volunteer work,
Yes.
so that is also a very, very great thing you are doing for the community. And so before leaving, so what the message you want to give to everyone who is listening and around there they have some friends and relatives which people are not good in this area, so how we can help them?
Yes. Um, Before I start to answer that question, I would like to thank you and all the team here for giving me the opportunity to come today and speak to your audience. And I appreciate also the great work that you do and your team does in the community. And you also volunteer as well. You have dedicated your time today to organize this interview and to share what's useful to the audience. And that's very important because we have to work together. I would like to also use this opportunity to call the audience and ask them, please, if you know anyone that you think uh, might need these services or might be able to join our programs, please let them know. You can find us. We've got already established colleges. By the way, the AMEP program have also free childcare services.
Okay.
So parents who have children with the childcare age and they are eligible to MEP, they can actually bring their children to the childcare and come and join the classes because usually our classes finishes at 2 o'clock, which gives them enough time to pick up their children if they are at the childcare, which is also free,
Yeah.
or if they're at a public school or private schools. So I would like to do a quick call through this interview. Please promote Navitas Skill Futures to your community members. It's a great organization. Our staff are very helpful, very friendly. You can approach us, you can call us, you can visit us. We are located in Fairfield, Cabamara, Liverpool, Bankstown, Campbelltown, Auburn, and Parramatta. You can Google us, Navitas Skill Futures, and the location you want. You can contact the college direct. If you are not sure about whether this person is eligible or not, call us and they will be able to let you know if they're eligible or not. And please promote these great courses. They are fully funded and they are available out there in the community.
Thank you very much. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much,
It's been a
Basim.
pleasure.
And guys, if you are listening Radio Bollywood Beats and watching on Friends World TV and Indus Age, I'm Varun Tiwari. Just one message: if you have the friends which want to know about these courses, they can call us and they can call. So we will give all the details and give the contact details of the of Vaccine. And so thank you very much and be a part of this course NSF.
NSF. Navitas Skill Futures.
Yes. And thank you very much. Be with us and subscribe it for the updates. Thank you.
Australia's first Indian magazine to have a national reach. Indus Age is the largest circulated South Asian magazine in Australia with 5 simultaneous editions, 55,000 copies printed monthly, 220,000 readers, largest network of clients, undisputed leader in community news. Indus Age is circulated in Sydney, Melbourne, Adelaide, Brisbane and Perth to over 525 outlets. Grab your copy now to get the latest on the community, news from India, Bollywood, music and much more. For more info, log on to www.indusage.com.au.